spiking of high sets is very complicated, you know it yourself, and most volleyball players struggle with the timing of the spike and hitting the ball in these situations. That's why I have 7 great tips and practical advice for you today that will greatly help you with your timing and attacking of high sets. I absolutely know what I'm speaking about because to match your approach, jump and attack is not easy at all. When I was a beginner volleyball player, I made a lot of mistakes, I struggled with it. I couldn't hit the ball properly, but through thousands of repetitions and countless hours of practice, I learned to hit these high sets very well. I dare to say it was one of my best skills. You can see the proof in the fact that I was the second best outside hitter at the Men's World Championship in Italy. But enough about me. You want to improve your timing and better attack high sets from position 4. First of all, I want to give you a little bit of insight into why, in my opinion, and not only in my opinion, attacking of high set is the most difficult of all possible attacks. In volleyball, we have to have an excellent estimate of the ball because we only have a small time span to play it well with the right technique. If we miss this moment, the given attack, reception, block or set will usually fail and more likely end in an error. And with high sets, estimation of the ball plays a big role because the ball is coming to you from a greater distance, flying high, so it's not easy to estimate at what moment to start approach, when to jump and hit the ball, ideally with the outstretched hand. You simply have more than 2 seconds for your approach and attack, and you have to match your movements with the incoming ball. Well, whenever we have a lot of time to do something, when the ball is coming towards us from a greater distance, we have a greater chance of making a mistake. We can start our approach early, jump too early, pick the wrong rebound, attack with elbow to the net, or the set may be not good, short or far from the net. And all of the mistakes that are made by hitters are there because they have too much time and not good estimation of the incoming ball. On the other hand, when we hit quick sets, we have fewer mistakes because everything happens faster. And this is also true for beginner volleyball players who should first hit low or fast set to practice the timing of the attack. But enough theory, let's get to the first tip. Call what kind of set you want. Yes, that's my first tip. Imagine this situation. Your opponent serves well, your teammate receives a strong serve high to 4 meters. The setter runs to the ball and is about to set you. The setter thinks, I'm at the ball in time. I want to surprise the opponent's blocker and sets you a quicker set close to the net in position 4. You, as an outside hitter, see the team's poor reception, the running setter, so you move to your approach point and you expect a high set. Well, the result is surprise. You were expecting a high set and instead the setter sets you a not so high set. The setter is surprised too. He expected you to be ready for his good quick set. The action ends with your attack not being ideal, you will not be successful, you will not make a point. And that's what you have to prevent. That's why, not only in non-standard situations after a bad reception, call what type of set you want. In Italy, for example, players call quick, super or high when attacking from position 4. If you as outside hitter or opposite call what kind of set you want, you will avoid these misunderstandings with the setters, and at the same time you will create better conditions to have good timing and increase your chances of successful attack. The time and length of the ball's flight path play an important role. There is a big difference between the possible sets here, because high sets will not be directed at you from only one place. Sometimes it will be a high set by a bump 2 meters away from you. Other time from the middle of the field, across the whole court, or also a set coming from behind or from the side. And the location of the set affects the flight path of the ball and the time the ball comes to you. That's why there is no universal timing for approach and attacking high sets. There is no one moment and place for the correct approach and subsequent attack. It's not always a situation where the setter has the ball in his hands. You always have to react correctly and anticipate the incoming set. Also think about who is setting. If the setter is setting, you can expect an accurate high set close to the net. But if the setter already has to run 6 meters and bump the ball, you can't always be sure of an accurate high set. Also, if the libero is setting, who in my eyes is the second setter of the team, you should get an accurate high set to the net. Then there are the outside hitters who can also set you from time to time. They should also have a quality set. And setting from middle blockers is often tricky. Some are excellent at this, but quite a few struggle with setting high balls. So watch carefully who is setting to you. Then there is the choice where to start your approach to the attack. I will show you that it's not good to start your approach at the 3 meters, because you will have to make only one step and attack against a compact block, and it will not be easy for you. Also, you will not use all your dynamic capacities that you have. I rather would suggest you that you start your approach about 4 to 5 meters from the net, because from here you can make 3 steps and jump. And also you will use all your maximum dynamic capacities here. But on the other hand, it's not about this that you should start always like on the 5 meter line, that you should, it's like a fixed spot. You should be thinking about where the ball is coming from. This is the distance from the start of your approach to where the ball is hit. And in my opinion, this is the ideal distance for starting approach for high sets from the position 4. You have plenty of time to execute a 3-step approach, jump, and see the ball which flies high toward you. It's also important to choose the angle of your approach to the net well. If you start from your approach here and you will run for the high set, then you have the only one option to attack, and this is a straight or sharp diagonal. And but on the other hand, the middle blocker, because you are playing high set, so he has time to come to the block, and he will see that you are running like this, and he has the big chance to block you on this angle. So I don't recommend that you start really your approach somewhere here, because you will lose the angles of your attack. Second things that I don't recommend is to start your approach here inside the court, because if you start here and the ball is coming from the court and the set is good, then you are running to the ball and you want to attack, but you can attack only in front of you. You cannot attack long diagonal or sharp diagonal, so you are again in a disadvantage. And the middle blockers and the blocker, he will know that if you are running from that position, he will know that you don't attack there, and they will be good ready for you here. So I rather recommend you to start this approach for the high sets somewhere here, 1 meter, 1.5 meters from the sideline, and from this spot you have the best chance to attack all the angles. Also, if you come from this spot and you have your shoulders straight to the position 6, you can attack line, diagonal, sharp diagonal. So I recommend you that you really start here, somewhere here, your approach for the high sets. With this starting point, you will have more options on offense where to hit, and your direction of attack will not be predictable. You should also adjust your approach point and angle according to where the set is coming from. If a high set is coming towards you from the middle of the court or from the net to the middle of the court, you can start 1 or 2 meters beside the line. However, if the ball is coming from a greater distance, more than 7 or 8 meters, you are more likely to move closer to the line, as the set may be shorter. And if a high set is coming towards you from behind you, move more out of the field so that the ball is in front of you when you jump and attack. Think about neutral angle. It's related to previous tip. Let me illustrate what I mean. It's a good idea to have your approach point where the set is coming from and your attack point in a neutral angle. In these situations, as a right-handed attacker from position 4, you will always have the ball in front of you when it comes towards you, and you will be hitting partially against incoming ball. And you will also see peripherally the space in front of you. You will see the blocking players in front of you. If you have sharp angles between approach and high set, which you will definitely have sometimes, you can expect to have a hard time tracking and attacking the ball in those situations. And you also won't see the block in front of you. And in my experience, the players are making mistakes with the timing when they are having these high sets. The most of the mistakes are related to the being too early with the jump, because the ball is coming from a long distance and you are ready for your normal approach. You are going for the ball, but when the ball is not here, you are in the air and you are start falling. And this is one of the mistakes that you should avoid. So wait for the ball, and also the most important is the last step, because the last step is deciding if you are late or too early. So wait with your last step and be ready to hit it as high as possible. Now, if you want to be successful at attacking high sets, time your attack so you attack these sets deep in court, somewhere around the back line or into the long diagonal. You will almost always face at least a double block from high sets against you, and that block usually won't let you attack down the line, since it's one of the rules to close the line attack when there is a high set. Attacking high sets into a sharp diagonal is spectacular, but sometimes risky. You are attacking against a middle blocker who has plenty of time to move and then make a quality block. Behind the blocker, or rather next to the block in position 5, is the libero, who is the best defensive player of the team. That's why I recommend you learn how to attack long hits, attacks that sometimes may not even be directed into the court. If you have the set close to the net, you can attack it against the fingertips of the blocking players. Timing and attacking high sets is complicated. I just covered only a small part of all you need to know, so I'll come back to this again in the following videos. Still, I believe these 7 simple tips to improve your timing and preparation for your high set attack will help you improve your game and become a better player. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.